Everyone, welcome to PokéVerse Radio, episode 1. I'm your host, Spidercides, and here with me is Banishment and none other than Amprov. We were supposed to have one more guest on the show, and I'm going to call him out. Liger313. You can hit him up on Discord or Liger313 underscore on Twitter. And he dodged us. He dodged us last minute. So, but today we're going to be talking about Pokemon news, Pokemon just in general, in terms of information. We'll be talking about our introductions to the hobby, where we started, why did we come back. Then we're going to be hitting up the 25th anniversary celebration, what we thought about it. That will include the Post Malone concert, Logan Paul's break, and then we'll jump into Shining Fates and share our thoughts. But first and foremost, let's start with Amprov. Amprov, tell us about yourself. When did you join the hobby? Why are you back? And yeah, go for it.
Thanks, Spider. Yeah, I started Pokemon when it came out as a kid. I was really into the blue and red games. I played them hours on end to the point it would cause like family arguments. But then once I hit high school, it wasn't cool anymore and kind of got teased out of me, I guess. And then in 2019, I had my son, which kind of set me off this exploration into my own childhood that I had suppressed. And Pokemon came to the surface and I hit it running. I think I really started getting back into the card hobby in June of last year, before the Logan Paul craziness really hit. Evolutions pulled me back with the nostalgia reprint. And since then, it's just been about making content and finding ways to really enjoy the hobby with how versatile it is, whether it's the digital game or the card game or figures, whatever. It's been a really exciting time to get back in.
That's awesome. And Evolutions is a fantastic set. And how about you, Banishment?
Yeah, similar to Amprov. I got into the hobby back when I was a kid, late '90s, when the anime came out. That was probably what took it off for me, is watching that before school every morning, getting into it that way. Then the card game, going to the local shop with my parents and begging them for one more like $3 to $4 pack. Getting them for Christmas. It's just my love for Pokemon universe started back then, and in a similar situation where I kind of fell off. I kind of fell off the hobby in my later early 20 years. I didn't pay attention to a lot of it, and then I got to the certain point where I was like, man, I love this shit. So I'm gonna get back into it, and I did, and I'm glad I did, because it's it brings me back to a better time of less adult responsibilities, and being able to share it with similar people of the age and passion. So it's been a good ride.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, speaking of nostalgia, like when I started, I think it all came down to the Pokemon first movie in the theaters, and then getting those little packs, obviously with the stamp of the
ancient
Pokemon
Mew card.
Yeah, the ancient Mew, the Mewtwo, the Dragonite, all those cards in general were like very cool in that experience as a whole. And let's face it, that scene where Ash is, spoiler alert, Ash is like down on the ground and Pikachu's like crying, and then all the Pokemon are crying. Holy smokes.
Every time.
I felt that emotion, and I was like, holy shit, like this cartoon like got me at such a young age. And even now, if I were to rewatch it, like you feel it, because then you remember when you were younger. But yeah, no, I've always been a collector when I was young. I collected Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, hockey cards as well, and I think I have to blame. I know how Canadian of me. I have to blame my friends and my teachers, because obviously when you see your friends all collecting, you want to be a part of that experience, right? You don't want to be left out. So I think that's what got me into the hobby more so than anything, because I wanted to be a part of that experience. And then as I grew older, obviously, partying and girls and sports just took over, in life in general. And then I got back, I want to say August of last year. I was originally going to Walmart to help a buddy find product, because I work across the country. So I just said sure. And then I was just like, you know what, I want to open something. And then I opened up an Evolutions ETB, and it got me. Like it hooked me. that nostalgia. I think if it was any other set, I think I wouldn't have cared that much. But Evolutions, just like what Amprov was saying, like just feeling that base set vibes just woke me up.
The
woke
old
me up.
artwork.
Oh man,
Yeah.
like it was crazy. When I went up north, I was going for work and I found Hidden Fates, Evolution CTBs. I found a whole boatload. I emptied out. I know everyone listening to this, you won't want to hear it, but I didn't really sell anything the first time. I ended up buying everything for myself and my two buddies, and we were at his house when I got back, opening up everything. And it was, oh, man, when I was young, I only opened a few packs here and there, right? I don't know about you guys, but my first booster box that I ever opened was that Vivid Voltage in November. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, dude, my first was an Evolutions booster box. I used to have to collect cans around the neighborhood to go get 2 packs a week or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah, I never owned a booster box either. My first one was Vivid Voltage.
And I wished, like, as I used to, I don't know about you guys, but I used to go to card conventions. So similar to...
Oh, yeah, we didn't go to any. I didn't go to any of those.
So I actually did when I was younger. I would spend... my mom would give me money to spend on cards in general. So I bought, like... she gave me, like, a few $100s, my allowances and all that. And I saved up my birthday money, and I went with my my teacher. Like, my my elementary school teacher, we went. And he was a huge collector, and... It's exhilarating. Like, so you guys have never been, or you guys just never went when you were younger?
I've never gone to a specifically card convention.
Okay.
I've gone to like anime conventions and comic book conventions.
Yeah, okay.
But like as a kid, my parents didn't really support collecting.
Gotcha. Okay.
They thought it was a waste of money.
So I 100% would say tried once. It's a very exhilarating.
As soon as
experience.
COVID's over,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Well, isn't Frankenstein's similar to that? It's almost a convention like every weekend.
Yeah. So there's this place in Southern California in Industrial City, I think it's called, and it's like a giant swap meet, right? A flea market type thing where vendors set up booths all over this building for people to come and get collectibles.
Oh,
and
that's amazing! Wow.
With me traveling to SoCal more now for work, I'm really trying to get there because they're only open 3 days a week.
See, I like that because you get to see real collectors. You're not really dealing with scalpers. You're not really dealing with any other negative situations in the hobby. But when I was younger and seeing all these booths, just like what you guys are saying, and you're seeing all these cards that you want to have, like you're just like, shoot, man. Like I can only imagine the feeling I would get because the moment, like you guys said, the COVID is up. If I lived in the States, I would have gone to Texas's. I think they just had it this weekend, or they're having it right now. The Collector Con, I think it's called, and Leonhardt and Gary King Pokemon is there right now.
There's that one, and then there's also the one in Florida, right? The CGC one happening right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of the whole collection vibe, I don't know how I'd react, but I think I would get goosebumps if I saw first edition.
Oh yeah,
Charizard.
I would need to take a stack of cash that I limit myself for the day and not bring a debit card because
that wouldn't work.
Bro, seeing it in person versus on the internet is way different. Like the
way different.
Purchased it is so much stronger.
Well, because it's tangible. You could literally at that certain point literally feel the product, and that alone is just like sold. All right.
Yeah, because you're like, you know what? I'll buy this, like no problem.
Yeah, just buy it right here.
Like I saw a TikTok with Gary King Pokemon. He's like walking around and he's holding a first edition base set booster box, and he's just like walking around with it. So I guess people get to hold it and take pictures with it. And I'm like, I want that. Like I want to just be able to say I was able to look and touch it, right? Because you see it on the internet, and we'll definitely touch into the Logan Paul break soon, but. Yeah, I want that experience. And that, plus, let's face it, I want to see and hold a first edition Shadowless Charizard. I'm never going to afford it, but I do want to touch it.
That shop that is a couple cities away from me, and I was in it. I sent you guys a picture of that first edition Dark Charizard, Hollow Dark Charizard they had. Man, I mean, it was $1,000 raw. And I was like, oh. God, if I had it, if that stimmy hit just 2 months earlier, I would. Man, it looked real good too. it wasn't a 10 or anything. Maybe it might have been maybe an 8, but still, like, I held it and I was like, oh my God, dude, this is an artifact. This is an ancient shit right here, and I'm holding it. And like, even though it is still just shiny cardboard, something about that old nostalgic, I remember this when I was a kid feeling. It's powerful. That shit is powerful, and it sells. It really does.
And that's the problem now. You have the nostalgia factor, and then now we have money.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And like, I don't think that I would get as hyped on a base. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I don't think I'd get as hyped on a base set booster box. If I had money and you'd line up all the booster boxes in front of me from back in the day, right? If they were all first edition, I probably, to be honest, would go after either a Team Rocket or a Gym Challenge booster box before base set, and then maybe a Neo set.
Rocket.
Huh?
I would agree with you on Rocket, probably.
I just that Team Rocket booster box or a Gym Challenge booster before base set.
I would do, I don't know, man. Base set for me is like king, but if I were to choose another one, I would actually go with Neo Destiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Well, you know, it's probably because I have my base set card. Like, I have my binder still. So I see all my base set cards. I can still see them and flip through them. Yeah, some of them are first edition, but I can still see them. I don't have any Team Rocket cards. None.
Oh, really? Yeah. Shit.
None. I have no Team Rocket cards or Gym card, like Challenge or Heroes. None. That's why I'm like, that's probably why I'd go after that box before a base set, because I don't have them. I don't have any of those.
And in terms of now, have you guys, what has been the most amount of money you've spent on either a single card or a single sealed product? Or is there something you're eyeing right now? You're like, okay, if I save up a little more, I will buy this.
Me, it would be the Kanazawa box, the Kanazawa Pikachu box.
Okay.
As soon as I have that available, I'm gonna buy it. Okay. I mean, it's still sitting at about almost $600. It averages about $600.
And for anyone listening, what is that? What is that box? Yeah, say what the contents are.
So it's the Kanazawa box was a special release box from the Pokemon Center they opened in Kanazawa in Japan. I can't remember when. I think it was last year or the year before. But it's a special box. They do this for every Pokemon Center opening. They have special releases like promos or boxes. That's where like the Shibuya Pokemon or the Shibuya Pikachu promo that came from when they opened the Pokemon Center there. But this specific box content has 19 booster packs in it, right? From like 5 different sets, 3 of them being Shiny Star V. And then the full holographic female Pikachu wearing the kimono is one of the sickest looking cards. One of the best, most beautiful looking promo Pikachus, I personally think. And like that card alone's value, like raw, is almost the same price as the box. So everything else in the box is almost free at that point.
Oh yeah, at that point it's worth it.
It's right, and the box alone is just pretty to display. So that's my eyeing sealed product right now.
Awesome. Now, what about you, Amprov?
Well, the most I've spent on sealed product is $150 on a booster box. But as far as items that I'm eyeing, and definitely like one of my grail cards is to get the it's the old base set Japanese Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur from the promos.
Oh yeah,
where it has the actual art set from like the games. I've always wanted those. I've always thought the Blastoise in base set was bunk. Like he just looks stupid compared to that one in particular. They're all about $200 to $300 a piece. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that all at once or piece them together over time. But like the booster box that I got was Evolutions, and I got it in September at for $136, and then Logan Paul hit, and now they're, whatever
$2,000?
they are. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's just dude. That box finished my master set. Like I'm so glad that it happened in the timing that it did, because I never would have finished.
Honestly, I agree with you there, because I finished my master set around October. I think like right before his video hit. I finished my master set as well, and I'm grateful that I did, because my God, it would have been It would have been way too difficult. But those promo cards, yeah, they're not that expensive. And if you want, like, I was watching one online, and I think it was going around like $200 or $300, like you said, and for a Blastoise graded, like PSA. I think it's like PSA. I'll show it to you after the podcast, but I think it's like PSA 8, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm watching it right now, and it might be a little less. I'll double check. But anyways, it's inexpensive, and even I was like tempted. But for me, my most expensive sealed product would have to be the Burning Shadows booster box. I spent around $300 for that one. And my most expensive card that I purchased so far would have to be any of the Charizards I think I bought. Like, I think I spent like $500 on a Rainbow Charizard when it was like at that value anyways. But one thing I'm eyeing right now, man, I don't think I'm eyeing it really anything right now. I think the promos might be another thing I will consider later on. But if I were
the Pikachu promos?
No, the ones he's looking at, the Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur. But I think my number one, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I want first edition Shadowless Charizard, and I think not PSA 10. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to get that, but like a PSA like 2, 3, 4, like whatever. Like
what are they raw right now?
I wouldn't trust the raw though. That's a problem with me. I have a problem trusting old cards being sold as raw, because condition wise, pictures can only say so much, and I get worried about fake cards. You know what I mean? Like especially with Japanese cards. Japanese cards, I have no experience. I don't understand Japanese cards.
Yeah, you would definitely, something like that of that caliber is definitely something you would want to see in person before buying, for sure.
Yeah, and for me, I'd rather just get it graded, like have it come graded, so that way it removes that, gives me that peace of mind, and done. And so that would be my later on down the road. Exactly, like that would be a down the road type of scenario, like if I want to spend a couple grand like to get it. But yeah, I can't. I'll be honest with you, I'd be surprised if anyone actually has a raw version of that card, like in decent condition. I would assume that they all got it graded. So, at least for me. But let's move on to the 25th anniversary. So, for anyone that didn't watch, the 25th anniversary celebration happened on February 27th. Pretty much didn't have too much going on, but there's a few game announcements, obviously, that we'll touch on, and then the Post Malone concert, and then I know it's not really a part of it, but it happened that day, would be the Logan Paul break. So what did you guys think about the games that got announced? Obviously, everyone's excited for the Diamond and Pearl.
I'm actually indifferent about Diamond and Pearl. It wasn't one of my favorite games to play. I was, I'm hoping that they bring in Mega Evolutions into that somehow, and hopefully I can get a Mega Luxray in my life. Having that, that I'm always excited for. Gen 4 is special because of Luxray, but that's about it to me. I am really, really excited about the Arceus game. Like, I think the combination of what it looks like with the Breath of the Wild exploration and the kind of new catching mechanics, I'm interested to see how it works.
Kind of like Zelda, in a way. Like the mechanics of it.
But what I feel like it's going to give is, instead of like, the side top view of the little guy that we normally get, we're going to get a vast world to explore, and actually feel like you're in the world of Pokemon versus just playing Pokemon, if that makes sense. And what it precursors to me is, in the next 10 years, we're going to see VR Pokemon, where we're going to be in a virtual reality world playing Pokemon. Like, that's where I see this going.
Okay.
I can see that. I can see that being a potential. Yeah.
I'd play it.
Right? So one of the things that kind of blew my mind, like 10 years ago, you remember when Google Glasses kind of were announced but never really took off, where you'd have like the interface and everything on your eyes. With the way that Pokemon does their I don't even know what it's called, but like the AR, right? The augmented reality versus virtual reality. I always thought that if they could do that with like a scouter type thing over one eye, where you're walking around and then you see Pokemon in that while you're in the real world, that would blow the fuck up, and everybody would play the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But we're not there with tech. I think we're going to go virtual first before AR. But I think Pokemon and Nintendo are the ones who are going to do it right. versus
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation, who's kind of muddling a bit, and then Oculus, who has their games. But I feel like Nintendo won't put something out until it's a quality product and people are really gonna go with it.
I mean, they're laying. I feel like they're laying a solid foundation for what you're talking about with Pokemon Go. You know, it's
Yep.
already there. I feel like it's already started, and they're. I feel like they're working on that. And like Arceus, am I saying that right? Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing. Going back to me not playing Pokemon, I didn't play anything past Yellow.
Oh wow.
And like,
okay.
yeah, I didn't play any of the games, mainly because one, I wasn't into it, like I didn't know about them, and two, I never had the proper handheld to actually play them.
Gotcha.
So like, I didn't play any of the games. So like the Diamond and Pearl remake, like I understand the hype behind it, but I'm like, it would be new to me if I played it. But I think the Arceus is going to be, I think it's going to be huge. I think it's actually going to be a giant leap forward for the Pokemon gaming universe, because of the fact that you have the open world capability of like Breath of the Wild, at least just from the little bit that we've seen, on top of it being almost like it's a completely new environment, right? You get a Pokemon game and you have a good idea of what you're going to be doing in terms of getting your starter, venturing to your first gym, and then continuing on a single path almost to that. In between, like Sword and Shield, right? So Sword and Shield, in between your gyms, you had like the Dynamax open area, right? Where you can like freely wander around and, catch Pokemon, see them, fish. You could do that for the most part in the older games too, like the smaller areas. But when you're on your way to a gym, you can't venture off the street. It's either left, right, up, down. If Arceus is as big and free and open as the trailer is suggesting, that's gonna be big. Breath of the Wild was massive, man. It's definitely one of like the best, in my opinion, one of the best and one of my favorite video games, because of the fact that you could wander for hours and hours and hours and just lose yourself in that world. And that's big, especially I feel like in today's video gaming universe, if you be able to capture someone of not just FPS or like, what's the RTS type of mind, like gamers out there, like those specific types of people, you can capture every age and almost every type of gamer in that world is big today. It's huge.
No, I completely agree with that. I think the max potential is to the moon, as people would like to use that phrase. Like it's there is a common phrase nowadays. But no, I agree. I think the game, I'm gonna play it. Like right now, I like the idea of having a different type of Pokemon game. Lately, all these Pokemon games are the same. You choose one of your 3 starters. You go on gym, beat the Elite Four, or a similar idea of it.
And I get that, right? It has that nostalgic old game feeling.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what they say, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So I do agree. I think the max potential is there for the new games. I also like the fact that it's kind of like a prequel in a way to Pokemon, because it has like the old Pokeballs. I thought that was pretty cool. So in my head, when I look at that, I'm like, wait a minute, is this like a reset in a way? Like, is the 25th anniversary like the closing of the first era of Pokemon, and is this next era gonna like reintroduce Pokemon in a new way? So that's the way I look at it, because you see like these new Pokeballs. Maybe. So that's maybe my idea, because it's coming out February next year. So I'm just thinking, is this a reset? Like, is this?
You know what it is? It's gonna be what they come with after that is what's gonna solidify if it's going the way you're thinking, right? It's because if they come out and they're like, yo, Arceus was legit, it worked, people loved it, let's keep with the open world concept, but then throw it back into something that happens after Sword and Shield, then Arceus was just kind of something that just give us something different, or it's actually, like you said, starting a new arc or new saga.
Yeah, because
what I find interesting about the Arceus that they put into the trailer was that this is a precursor to Johto, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're there before the Pokedex is even a thing. Like, this is before. I don't know what that puts us in relation to Johto or Kanto. I mean, sorry for Kanto, but the Steam Siege looking Pokeballs makes me feel like this is like thousands of years ago. You know, like
it is definitely going to be. It's going to be interesting to see where it lays in canon for sure.
And right. I think for me, this might be one of the first games that really goes in depth in the story of Pokemon, right? Like, gets people to understand. Because let's face it, like, everyone watches the movies, but no one really understands the groundwork of Pokemon, like how it all started or what happened before.
Like, how many people really understand that Arceus is the first Pokemon? Like, all Pokemon come from Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he made Mew and then changed Mew into... you know, I don't know.
Well, because like isn't Mew the start of Pokemon, right? From what we know as kids, is every Pokemon going forward after Mewtwo was technically the start, right? Mm-hmm. But Mewtwo is just a scientific experiment based off of Mew, which was an ancient Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that ancient Pokemon, generation, we really know nothing about story wise.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I agree with that, because when it comes to Mew, it's very similar to Arceus. Like, Mew, there's a little bit of, like, I think they say, like, every Pokemon comes from Mew, essentially, right? Like, genetics-wise. Right. So that's what we grew up with. Now we hear that something else made Mew. So it's pretty much Arceus is, like, another translation to, like, what ancient Pokemon. And maybe that's our introduction to, like, the new era of, like, we just get to see, like, true ancient... feral-like Pokemon that just came from like way back.
Primal Groudon and Kyogre from the movie.
Nope. So maybe that's what the 25th actually is. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're on the right track here. Maybe the 25th it's kind of an all-encompassing look where we are after 25 years. Now, maybe I don't know. Maybe Pokemon's gotten to a certain point where they need a little bit of time to continue moving forward in the timeline with more new Pokemon. So let's go backwards for a little bit and explain ancient Pokemon, why they kind of, develop more future shit.
That's like, we could have, like, there could be a whole, fossils line of 151 fossil Pokemon that we don't even know about that are precursors to Squirtle and Charmander and things like that. That'd be really cool.
That'd be dope.
Like Monster Hunter looking than these kind of cartoony looks.
Yeah, that actually would be wicked. Like, you know what I mean? Like like I said, I'm hoping for a reset of some sort. Like, not on everything, but I think it'd be cool. Like, just to see, like, the history, like where it all came from, what started it. You know what I mean? And I think if they can bring that into a movie, like whether it's live action or a cartoon remake, and just blow that up. Then you have, or put it into a TV show, because obviously Journeys is a fantastic show. If they can, like, somehow turn the game, which I'm sure they will, but into some source of media, I think we'll hit, like, some strides. Because let's face it,
I wish we had a more of a development or announcement on the 25th anniversary celebration or Pokemon Day. I feel like the day before Pokemon Day, right, the 26th, which was my birthday, was more loaded with information than actual Pokemon Day. All we got was the Post Malone concert.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm, like, confused about, because they have a website for the 25th anniversary. It's 25.pokemon.com, and for anyone that wants to go up and see it, and it looks like the whole year is slated with different types of small celebrations. So you have the Post Malone, which started it, which it was good. But I expected maybe like a sneak peek announcement, or here's the sneak peek of the 25th. Cool. Yeah, like, I just wanted, like, something more. There's no talks about TCG.
Yeah.
Amprov, I don't know, like, did you hope for anything that came to the 25th anniversary? Like, did you expect anything?
I was hoping for, maybe a special Pokemon in the game that you could get from GameStops or whatever, like they've done in the past. I know that they have that shiny Toxicity promo going right now, but, the singing Pikachu was
what would have been dope? If we were able to get like an in-game cosmetic of Post Malone in his concert with, like, his tattoos, like your Pokemon character in-game could wear his, like, all his shit. That would have been a little bit better than what we got.
Did they even put 25th anniversary clothing in the game? Like, no, right?
Yeah, he was wearing
No.
a 25th anniversary Pikachu shirt.
No,
I
he
think,
was,
right? The little
but
tail on the
not
back.
in the game, right? Sword and Shield didn't get anything.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
I don't
remember
think
yet.
so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so
know. I
either.
don't think so.
And that's why I'm surprised. Like, I would have assumed that they would have just blow this up a little bit more. But
Yeah.
again, the concert was all right. I agree. Like the day before with all the game announcements really took it away. I did expect a trading card announcement, like a little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Even like the funny part is they have the jumbo cards with the 25th anniversary binder, but they didn't put any commercials about it on that day. They didn't talk about it. And that to me is probably their biggest marketing when it comes to the trading card game this year so far. So I'm kind of surprised
Maybe
by
they didn't need it. Maybe they thought they didn't need it.
I say, how many commercials do you really see for Pokemon?
I
They do
guess.
Card
announcement
game.
trailers.
But is
yeah,
that-
they do announcement trailers for the new product in Japan, but America market doesn't really.
Yeah,
have
I
one.
guess you're right. Like, I guess maybe they don't need it. Maybe they just say, we just put it on our website and we're good. Make
Or
a
they,
Twitter
they figure
announcement.
the McDonald's and the cereal promos will filter into the actual product.
Or maybe they don't want to talk about it because they want to lessen the card hype, right? They don't want to put any more online chatter out there to deter people from buying cards. See?
Yeah,
Gotta think
you
about
probably
that
got a
shit.
point though, because in my hunting the last couple of weeks, when these packs have been there, they're like, they look to me as the collector. Are these good? These good? What are these? It's like they're just jumbo cards.
I
Leave them for the
hate that
kids.
so much.
But they have 2 packs to them, so they still grab them and are selling them for $30 a pop, which
Yeah.
is sad.
I hate that. Like I was at a Walmart a couple of weeks ago, and I just happened to catch like a restock at the time, and then I was very curious because I live across from one, so I went back with my buddy during the evening just to see if anything changed. Obviously, all the good stuff was gone, but one thing I liked is like you immediately know a collector when you see one, and then you see this I saw these 2 guys come in and they're looking, and they were like waiting around for a while, and I'm like taking pictures of like the before and after. And I asked them, like, yo, are you looking for anything? They're like, yeah, man, I'm looking at these Unbroken Bonds or Unified Minds. I'm just like, well, it really depends like what you want. But, if you're a Charizard fan, Unbroken Bonds. If you're a Mewtwo fan, then obviously Unified Minds. And they're like, all right, sick. So they grabbed like one of each. And then a dad comes in and he wants to buy something for his kids. And I thought that right there was like the coolest thing because he was struggling. Obviously, he doesn't know what to get. And so I recommended him the Jirachi box and was like, well, if you don't want to spend much, but you want to get some value, get the Jirachi box. You get an Evolutions pack, which is nostalgia in a way. And you have like one of every basically era in a way, like in terms of modern sets. So he ended up getting, and he was like thrilled, and I was just like, yo, that's how it should be. Like, people just getting it and either as gifts or for their collections. And I don't mind people selling. I sell, but there's a difference between selling stuff to make some money back based on what you've spent on Pokemon, and emptying out shelves and then just selling it same day, like same hour.
For triple.
That's my problem. I don't care if people sell. I sell cards
And
on the
it-
daily, but you're supposed to make you got to make your money back somehow. Like, go ahead. Right.
And like what you mentioned there, those interactions are getting fewer and far between now with the hunting. Those were the things that I really enjoyed. Like one that sticks out in my mind is one of the first Target restocks I was at. A mom showed up and she's like, it's my 2 sons' birthday. I have no idea what the fuck to get. It looks like everybody's already got stuff good. And the Zaishin box, the Zamazenta premium kits were sitting on the red cart still. She hadn't put them out yet. So I just told her, I was like, just go around back and ask her to grab 2 of those. Your kids will fucking love them. There's 16 packs in them. They'll have everything they need to get started. Like, grab that. And she starts to go around, and the guys in front are like, yo, yo, yo. And then, like, literally 3 dudes were like, hey, let them get it for her fucking kids. And it was really cool to see, like, just collectors like, yo, shut the fuck up. Let this person take their stuff.
I love that.
The fact that the people that fight that are there is it's shit, dude. It's so bad. Like just yesterday when I went to I caught the tail end of the Walmart restock. Like I was far back in the line. I was like 15 or some shit, right? And the first 2 guys, one was all Pokemon, one was all sports. and they made a deal to maximize every allowance they could get off the shelf, and then just go in the parking lot and swap shit. Like, I get it.
Wow.
I understand. Like, I get it, right? Sports guys are having a tough time. Pokemon guys are having a tough time. So because they're coming together and working.
Yeah.
But it's just like something needs to be done, man. Something needs to be done. That's shit. Like because of the sports guy grabbing everything he could. I mean, I probably still wouldn't have gotten anything because of how far back in the line I was. But what if there was a kid 6 or 7 back that wanted a Hidden Faith ETB? Right? But these adult people are just snagging everything they possibly can, whether it is to flip or open,
But then the kids see that, and that's, they emulate. So now they're focused on the money of the product versus the actual meaning of Pokemon in the game and things like that.
And I think that's why for the 25th anniversary, there were no card announcements, right? Like, I think they just wanted to move away from that and essentially basically work towards the idea of this is what Pokemon is all about. It's a celebration. So that's why we have the concert, right? I think they just wanted to remove the tangible aspect to it and then just stick to that. So I think it totally makes sense because I think we're going to see a lot of 25th anniversary products throughout the year. Like, obviously the McDonald's thing happened. And I'm sure, I'll be honest with you guys, I did not expect it to blow up the way it did. Because they were all reprinted cards, right? They're all old cards, right? Like, but the fact that it just got that crazy, I think I can see why Pokemon was just like, you know what, let's take a step back and let's not talk about trading cards, remove that aspect, that craziness, and then just go from there.
I wonder if with them maximizing output of product right now, which is extremely evident with Shining Fates.
Oh, it's
right.
Huge.
It is nuts to see how much Shining Fates product is on the shelf. It's crazy. Wave, yeah, and there's 4. Like, that's, if all 4 waves are this big, it's nuts, right? But I wonder if Pokemon they were smart enough to jump ahead of the 25th anniversary and just kind of overload the shelves leading up to the 20th anniversary, because they know either one, like, scalping is never going to go away, right? So do we give the scalpers way too much fucking product and overload them so that drives market prices down because they can't flip shit for 3 times as much? And then leading into the 25th anniversary, that's obviously the most hyped set for the year.
Of course. Right?
Everything coming out for the 20th anniversary is going to be the most exciting product this year alone, right? Just what it doesn't matter what the fuck they come out with. That whatever they have is going to be it. So load everything up right now to reduce the chance of 25th anniversary product getting scalped like motherfucker, or like, where am I going with this?
I think they're going to
No, I think you're right.
I think you're right.
You know,
I agree.
I give them so much they can't. They literally can't buy as much of the 25th. Or they stop, wait for the 25th, which then in turn leaves more product on the shelf for the people who really want it.
Exactly. Is
that a smart move? Did they account for that? I don't know.
See, the way I view it, Pokemon doesn't care about the value of the card on the third-party market. Like, after we open it, they don't give a shit what the price of a Charizard is.
No.
They want people to open packs. So they're just going to flood it until there's enough product that's sitting. Like, before 2019, remember how you go into a store and you could see it?
Yeah.
You'd walk by it like, oh, that's cool, but that's it.
Before November.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened last year was the perfect storm, right? The factories were closed. There's not enough product already for the people who want it. And people are already doing the reselling for extra cash because of the sports market. So now they see that they can just get double their margins and they're buying Pokemon. If they can flood enough product to make it so that the resale value on a product is only $10 or $15 more, they're not even going to waste their time.
That's right.
So then it'll be sitting. The reason that they're getting these sports is because you buy one $20 mega box of basketball cards you can sell for $100.
Just yesterday when they at the fucking Walmart restock. So the second dude who's sports, right? The vendor, she stocked like these optic mega boxes, right? And apparently these specific, oh no, not Optic, but Mosaic mega boxes. And apparently these right now are like hidden fate ETBs on the sports world.
Yep.
And they're $50, but flipping for $280.
Yep.
And now,
what?
And that's
Well, basketball and sports is a whole fucking other beast compared to Pokemon.
It's
because
crazy.
We're trying to get a $500 Charizard. They're pulling $2,000 rookie
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then this dude, so the front guy, right? They allowed 3 of each. So the front guy grabbed 3 hidden fate ETBs. The second guy grabbed 3 hidden fate ETBs, and they both grabbed 3 mega boxes of each one. Blah blah blah. They went out to the parking lot, like I said, and they swapped, right? So Pokemon guy got 3 more hidden fate ETBs, so he walked out with 6. And then the sports guy walked out with his 6 sport mega boxes. But the sports guy, if he were to flip those, would have made at least $1,200 to $1,500 on the resale market based off his boxes, and the Pokemon guy maybe have made $1,000 more, right? If he flipped them. So these sports guys, they know this. They know that Pokemon people want their shit, but they know that their product is worth more on the resale market. So they're here being able. They know how to work Pokemon guys, right? If a sports guy came up to me and was like, "Hey man, hidden fate ETB, I'll trade you for your mega," I'll be like, okay, I'm losing out on a resale value of at least $100, but I get my hidden fates ETB.
It's true. Like if you're a collector, then you're going to do it. Obviously, like why wouldn't you, right? I think at the end of the day, when it comes to these crazy pricing, like coming from a guy who I've always sold. I've never really scalped, but I've always sold throughout my years. But I don't have a problem with people selling for an absurd amount of. The problem is the buyer, right? Like the buyers are the ones that are creating that value, right? It's a buyer's market at the end of the day, right? They are making those prices. Right, like because if someone is listing, let's say right now, actually perfect example is Shining Fates, right? And obviously we'll move towards Shining Fates shortly, but ETBs were selling like 150 US, close to 200, like in some aspects. So you look at that, but right now you can find it much less than before because people
80, 85.
Exactly. So people are not going to. They look at that price and they're like, I'm not going to pay for that, and that's why sellers are now doing like or best offer, right? They're not firm on their pricing anymore. So now someone will be like, okay, I'm going to offer this. Oh, the seller says yes. Perfect. Now the value has already dropped down. If people just say no to these absurd amount of prices and just wait.
That mix of patience between collectors and the abundance of product is really, really helping.
Exactly. You know? I think when it comes to the whole collection aspect, as long as Pokemon... And this first wave is ridiculous for Shining Fates. If Pokemon just says, we're just going to use our new factories and keep doing it, because they canceled the restock, which I'm sad by, the Vivid Voltage and the Cosmic Eclipse. But I understand what they're doing. They are just going to promote the sets that people technically want, and obviously they want money. So it's a win-win for both sides. If they just flood the shelves... What are you going to do?
And that doesn't mean they can't print it next year.
It's true. It will come. Oh, wait, Vivid Voltage, for anyone listening, will come back. There is no way that they stop printing Vivid Voltage, like, already. Like,
well, and then there's the wave that's rolling out right now in March. You're going to see a lot of Vivid Voltage over the next few weeks. I don't know about ETBs, but I've seen literally 300 boosters of Vivid Voltage this week. And I haven't seen that many ever.
Yeah, there was a fat stack. I should have grabbed more, but there was a fat stack of Vivid Voltage single. I was last. And there was still 30 singles left on the shelf.
Well, you noticed that the resale on the Vivid is dropped to like $7 a pack versus what they were charging $8 or $9. So what's the where's the value in that for them? There's none. So I'm seeing more and more singles left. Champions Path being left all the fucking time now. Like their products coming. Just patience and avoiding the FOMO is what gets you. Like I haven't paid a single markup on Shining Fates, and I refuse to.
Yeah, same here. I haven't paid a single premium for American product because I did buy those Shiny Star V boosters, but I mean,
well,
that's
we'll get into that.
We'll get into that for sure. I think I haven't myself paid for any markup except my Burning Shadows booster box because obviously those are done in terms of printing wise. I'm sure they can bring it back if they want to, but as of now, I got it at like the best price I could find it from a local card shop, right? But I will not pay any pricing over any new set.
Out of curiosity, what was that?
In terms of price?
Price, yeah, for your card shop.
Oh, card shop was it was $330 Canadian plus tax.
For an ETB?
No. Booster box.
Oh, booster box.
Booster box.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
ETBs. We had a Costco for Burning Shadows that were selling, which I told you guys like maybe check your Costco or like a store, but they were selling.
Yeah, we ain't got shit here.
They were selling a Burning Shadows ETB and a tin which had like 3 or 4 packs inside of it, total for $40 Canadian.
Oh my god!
Which is like $30 US.
Damn.
And I'm not lying to you
I
guys.
got all of my Burning Shadows ETBs for $30 from Target's website. They sat on there for 2 months for $29.99 on sale, and I ordered 8 of them just because, like, well, the fuck not?
Exactly. And then when I saw this at the Costco, bro, I saw a guy's picture on like a Facebook group. Someone literally, I'm not even lying to you, bought the crate.
Good, they're smart.
I was just like, yo, you guys are crazy. And Costco, I guarantee, by the way, Costco does not sell Pokemon anymore in the stores.
No, yeah, they did the same thing.
They took it out.
Pokeballs.
They're done. They
Once
removed
people
everything.
came in and pulled pallets out,
Yeah.
they stopped selling them.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
What the fuck?
They're out of there. To go back to the 25th anniversary, what do you guys think the set is going to be this year? What do you hope? What are you guessing for the October set? What do you think, Amprov?
Well, I really don't know what to think as far as the set that they're gonna put out. If you look at their previous like anniversary sets, I think Generations was the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't remember what the 15th was, but what I'm hoping for is that we get some more of the second generation mixed in with the first generations that weren't in like evolutions, right? Like we got the cool base set Charizard to pull, but what about Blastoise? What about Venusaur? What about Mewtwo? Like, let's get some of those holos going. Let's see some shiny Kanto babies, like a shiny Squirtle, a shiny Bulbasaur. Let's throw them in there. Things that are going to bring back the nostalgia from 25 years ago, but also give a little homage to the people who came in the second wave, because I don't think second gen gets enough love whatsoever.
Yeah, that is true. I was just thinking that. Like, I was just looking at the binder list and seeing the Johto region. The Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, I feel like I haven't seen those Pokemon in
some time.
Any of the last 3 modern sets. I don't remember seeing a Chikorita. Was there a Chikorita, Totodile, or a Cyndaquil card in Vivid, Champions, or Shining?
Nope.
No.
Right? And how many of those cards in those sets were reprints?
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I feel like maybe it is time. Maybe it is time to give the second generation some love. So maybe,
like a Neo reprint.
Me personally, for the 25th anniversary, I want to see. I don't think a massive card list of anything of like 250 or more cards in this entire list is. I don't think that's good. That's way too much.
Hope not, man. My God.
But I would like to see majority of like the beloved Pokemon in new art. I don't want to see any reprints. If they want to make the 25th a huge celebration, I don't want to see any reprint art. I just feel like I don't feel like it does the trading card game justice, as well as like those specific characters if they're so beloved. Right? I feel like they should get their time. They should get their spotlight, especially in something as big as the 25th anniversary. I mean, there's already that rumored product of Pokemon having the single most expensive sealed product ever to come out with, right? It was like 125 or some shit like that. Yeah. So whether that's like a special collection chest, which probably is, that is going to be sick, right? But how I feel like it would be kind of lackluster to be able to get your hands on the single most expensive sealed product the Pokemon company's ever put out, and it be something that you've seen before.
Yeah, it's tough to say, because in terms of, like, I agree. I want new art, maybe like new megas. Maybe we get a mega Luxray in there for our boy Amprov, for 25th anniversary. I think it should be a mix of both. I think it's time to mix both the old era with the new. Just get both in together and let's just get some Digimon going on and let's merge some Pokemon together. You know what I mean? Like it's time.
They are doing the V Fusion. They've got that trademark.
I'm just saying, like it's time. Let's just merge Pokemon together. You know, I think it would be a cool idea. Like that's my hope. It's not gonna happen, but I'll blow this video up on YouTube and all the platforms saying I guessed it here first. But I think realistically they will do reprints. I think there will be a few cards that won't get a reprint. It'll be like something new. But
maybe, yeah.
But
I mean, hopefully, maybe with people still being at home due to everything going on.
Yeah.
Maybe Pokemon was like, hey, artists, you know, like take time at home and draw us some new shit.
Mm-hmm. And
that would be cool.
And they had some contests. Like there are some winners.
Got to make some Pokemon. Yeah, there are. That'd be wild.
Like the Gardevoir illustrated card. Mm-hmm. I'm actually gonna probably pick that up this weekend because I didn't realize that was a thing until I saw Island's video and I was like, that is a sick fucking card. And I want to collect all the Gardevoirs. I'm like, all right, I gotta pick that up. It's actually pretty dope.
I think the set is gonna be no matter what it is, whether it's nostalgia or if it's something new. Or mix of both. I think it's gonna be like sick. Everyone's gonna buy it, and I hope, and I would assume that Pokemon is going to flood it. They will flood the 25th anniversary until February, and then just keep it at that. I think it's gonna be. The only thing I hope, I don't care what it is, I don't want it to be 200 cards like you said. I want it to be 100 cards.
I don't want it.
That's it. Call it a day.
I want it to be like a decent set. Then again, I don't know. Who knows? They may do some type of subset. You know, they may have some type of anniversary vault. You know,
yeah.
Maybe they'll have something like that, something special for the 25th. I want the 25th to come out and be like the best fucking album you've ever. You could listen. You could literally start. You could push play at the beginning of an album and you don't touch it till it ends. Like that good of something. I want the 25th anniversary to be. I want every single time I pick up a product from that set. I want it to be just as excited, just as hyped. Look at it and go, this is some sick shit. You know, I feel like that would do not just the trading card game age justice, but the actual hype. You know, You're leading of October's release, 10 months of announcements. Apparently, almost every week there's something new or speculative for the 25th anniversary.
It's true.
I feel like if you're going to run that hype for that long, you need to make all of that time spent knowing about it worth it.
I agree. I think it needs to be big. For whatever they do, it needs to be like top notch, right? Yeah. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully there's some leaks or some tune-ups later. But
PokéBeach will have something, I'm sure.
Shout out to PokéBeach. You guys are like...
Yeah,
you guys are amazing. Like
solid, dude.
Like unbelievable. I love that website.
And on top
for how many years now? Like unbelievable. And I'll give a shout out to Cerebi and PokeGuardian as well. Another two great sites for video game and trading card game news and all.
Link all their shit.
Yeah. I'll link all their stuff in the description below. But shout out to all of them because it kind of without them, I don't know if there would be much hype. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't know if we'd ever be hyped for like the Eevee set. You know, like would we even know about it? Right. So I think it's
right.
I think it's kind of cool that we have them. Right.
It is wild to see like PokéBeach put out a post and then TikTok, Instagram just boom blows up with that same information from thousands of different creators. Like just showing how many people go to this for their resources. It's really something else.
The Wikipedia of Pokemon, it's amazing.
Really?
Let's go ahead and talk about Shining Fates. Obviously, it got released on February 19th. What do you guys think about the set? Banishment, we'll start with you.
I mean, leading up to it, it was riding the hype, right? It's riding the hype of the explosion of the card game from Vivid Voltage, Champion's Path and Vivid Voltage, and all of the major content creator box breaks and hype, right? So you add the hype from all that and stir it together with probably one of the best modern sets of Hidden Fates, right? Shining Legends and Hidden Fates. It takes the text from both those sets and kind of mashes them, and you kind of ride that hype together going into Shining Fates. And I was like, man, this set is going to be sick. It's going to be so dope. And when it finally came out, it was the novelty and like the honeymoon phase of that set was so sick for about 4 days. And like you start getting into it and you start to see the Pokemon. I mean, I don't know if it's just how is it how old we are and how much of a connection we have to the older sets, but it being the Galar region and like the newer stuff is cool, right? It's good to see new Pokemon get their time. You know, no Charizards, or there's one Charizard, but like a lot of the baby shinies are not from the older sets, right? Kind of like how Hidden Fates had a lot of the baby shinies, like the Charmander, you know, the Eevee, the Vulpix, a lot of those older Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Shining Fates was, I think, had the potential to not be equivalent to Hidden Fates, but I feel like it could have been up there if it didn't have the hype leading into it with Shiny Star V and the massive amount of product jammed down our throats from that set leading up to it, because it's the same cards. We saw it coming for weeks. You know, we saw every box break and every YouTube Pokemon card opener open Shiny Star V with hundreds and thousands of packs leading up to Shining Fates. And on top of that, the print quality of these cards, because Pokemon is putting out so much, the quality of the card itself kind of went downhill, and I get it. But I feel like Shining Fates had the potential to really stick as one of the best sets. And I feel like there was a couple of missed opportunities to really keep it up there. So as of right now, I mean, I would give this set a 6.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it'll get any higher than that, because you already see the chase card, right? The chase card, the Shiny Star, or the Charizard VMAX, which to me personally, even though it's fallen hard on value, it's still one of the sickest looking cards I've ever seen. The art 100%. And the color of that card is dope, dude. It's so sick. And it fallen, what was it? You posted the other day. It was like it fell 49% in value in 10 days. Mm-hmm. Like a week and a half. Yeah. And the value of the card was cut in half. Mm-hmm. Now you attribute that to people not buying the card, mm-hmm. or the fact that there's so many out there.
Yep.
You know, so that if the chase card is cutting in value in 10 days by half, that says a lot for the whole set, you know?
It's tough. It's tough because it's like, what do we want, right? Do we want a lot of people to have the Charizard, you know, like have that chase card, like not be too hard to get? Because like I'm in the middle, because I kind of like how the chase card is around, like, so it is like a 1 out of 250 packs. Let's say, obviously there's no official number, but I kind of like the fact that these cards aren't too difficult to get. My issue with the set was, and I agree with the overhype, with like a Shiny Star V is fantastic because every pack is a hit. Mm-hmm. You have 10 packs. It's fantastic, right? Which Shining Fates, you can buy an ETB, shout out to Liger, and not really get anything inside of it, right? Like you can get like a holo or two inside, and it's I think that's the problem. I think we need, and I think this would help, but we need guaranteed hits in a box. I think it's time to remove the gambling aspect out of the English card game. And when you buy an ETB, you're guaranteed, I don't know, 4 hits, or like 4 cards from the Shiny Vault, whatever.
Well, that's like Hidden Fates, right? You go back to Hidden Fates and you open up a Hidden Fates ETB, and I want to say everyone that I've opened, I had a full art Shiny GX Pokemon in the ETB.
Yep,
right.
That's correct. Yeah.
In like Champion's Path, your hit could have been a V, not even a VMAX. Ugh. That out of the entire ETB, it could have been like a Corsola V. Like,
My
really?
worst Champions Path ETB literally was 7 Machamps and a
See? See? And like, that's not fun. You open up a booster box of Shiny Star V, and I'm getting a VMAX in pretty much every pack. So if a VMAX or even just a really dope Ditto V, if a V is the base, right? That's the lowest you can go in a pack, and it's only up from there. That's sick, dude. That is worth the money and such a fun way to open cards.
And a chance for a God Pack as well, right? Another
right. There's no God Packs in the American versions, but I totally agree with you on like Shining Fates being overhyped. The one chase card really is the Charizard. Yes, the other ones are cool, but look at the values after Charizard. It just tanks.
Yeah.
If that's what you're into. Personally, like what you were saying, Banishment, like for me, the nostalgia aspect isn't there. There's not enough Pokemon in there to pull me in to be like, oh, I really want this one. I think there's 4 cards I want from the set. I want the Charizard. I wanted the baby shiny Suicune. I want the Rillaboom VMAX just because I have the Japanese one and I want one to match. And the Lapras VMAX. But that's it. None of the baby shinies really hit me or are interesting. And I felt personally attacked that they didn't put a shiny Shinx in this whole set, but they wanted to give Luxray a reprint of the Rebel Trash holo. Like that's how they do my boy. Like I can't get a shiny baby, but and then Toxicity gets shiny baby and a full art. Bolton, shiny baby and a full art.
Yeah.
Like who wants Eldegoss? Like give me Luxray. But like you guys were saying, in my experience with Shining Fate so far is I just opened my like 103rd pack. Like I'm about 100 packs in, and I've gotten so many doubles. Like for a card set that's so big, the fact that I've gotten 2 shiny Lapras VMAX, and then one other one, like I've gotten a Grimmsnarl, and those are my VMAXs that I've gotten. How fun is that? Like, okay, cool, I got something shiny, but it's the same thing I just got. I've gotten 5 Deden baby shinies. I've gotten 5 Kyogre amazing rares. I've gotten 3 Lapras Vs. Like the amount of doubles that I've had in the 100 packs that I've gotten makes me not want to buy anymore. And that's where I'm frustrated because with guarantees, like with the Shiny Star V, like you get a V in every pack. So I know for sure that my value is there, that like I'm gonna enjoy opening something in every pack. And then on top of that, I have a chance at a baby shiny and a V, and then a shiny V. There's a guaranteed shiny V or V Max in every single box. That to me is worth the $80, $90 price tag versus a $50 ETB. Like I would pay that every single time if I had the guarantee. Yeah, because like that I think is where the US misses versus like how Shiny Star was a lot of fun and Hidden Shining Fates is not a lot of fun for me is because I know that it's not like I know that I'm getting something out of the V and the quality is so much better.
Oh,
like Japanese
cards
just crap on the American cards. Then you throw in the increased printing and error rates for that. Like I literally got a crooked Yveltal, like crooked on the card, like. Or never would get that from a Japanese card.
All the baby shinies, hollow bleeds, every single one of mine are like it's.
You know what's crazy is yesterday I found out. So we were going through the chase cards, right? You know how we always said the 4 chase cards in Shiny Fates would be the Charizard, the both gold cards, or the Skyla, right? Those would kind of be like the 4 chase cards. We looked yesterday. My friend and I looked yesterday, and I pulled a baby Suicune, and we found out that baby shiny is actually worth more on the market than the Skyla.
Yep, it's the second most valuable card in the set, right?
I didn't realize. Isn't that crazy? Which I was like, yo, Skyla's gonna be up there. And then when I found out that the baby Suicune was like was worth more, I was like, this is
like, why didn't they put all 3 dogs in there? Like that would have been so cool and something to chase.
It's just because it wasn't Shiny Star V.
Right.
I think it's like
all we did was just take the Japanese set and translate it.
This is basically the game, right? Like this is the show. Right. Like this is all in the Galar region. Like this is. Like it makes sense, like why they did it the way they did.
The dogs aren't Galar,
but Suicune is from the show, right?
Oh, you're talking about Zamazenta and Zacian?
No, the Suicune. Like the Suicune is in the show because what's his name? Go doesn't he get a Suicune in the show?
In Journeys?
Journeys, yeah.
Has he gotten a Suicune?
I think
he must have gotten it this season because I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think did he catch it?
well, I'm not gonna.
I can't remember.
I just know on the Japanese side, like apparently he catches it. I don't know, like not to
Oh,
spoil
okay.
anyone, but apparently he catches it and then blew
Damn
up
it,
on Twitter.
Spider! Spoilers.
God damn it.
I'm blowing up everyone here, but
Alright, well.
but anyways, my thing is I understand why they did the set that they did just to have more new Pokemon out there. My biggest issue was quality control. No Marnie, which is just like, why not? You know what I mean? You're gonna include every card from Shiny Star V except one. It makes no sense.
Good.
Right? It makes no
Good.
sense. They should have put it in there.
No.
In terms of Suicune being that popular, obviously nostalgia is going to play a factor. And let's face it, there's over like 100 baby shinies. It's going to be hard to get it.
So that goes back to what Amprov was saying, is that how are you gonna have a shiny vault of 122 cards and this motherfucker pulls 5 of the same one?
No?
I pulled a Bunnelby. That's my second one. How? I've opened 60 packs. I'm only at 60.
Oh, yeah. Actually.
And I pulled a
And I
double already?
I haven't gotten a single Bunnelby.
I'll trade you for one of your 5.
You want a Deden? Okay.
Might as well. I don't know. No, what am I gonna do with it? I'm not gonna try to
Yeah,
resell
right.
this.
Yeah, I'm selling all
I'll throw
my.
them in my packs.
I
dude.
got
Get out of here. I don't want them.
I got like.
Oh, you got your thing.
I got 20 extra baby shinies that I'm putting into like my bulk over here. Going tomorrow, selling it because a lot of them actually have value, and I guess
Right.
I might as well get rid of them now.
Shout out to Amprov's custom packs. Check them out.
Oh yeah, we'll put that in the description. Check him out. His website, his TikTok is blowing up, and his pack
Slowly but surely.
Actually, show on the video. Do you have a visual of what your pack looks
one.
like? Yeah. So everyone watching
This is a repack, and these contain just 10 cards from every modern set, and then I throw in a vintage card from my collection in every 4 packs, and then there's a chance at a Blastoise.
which Blastoise
Yeah,
though?
and then
You
like
gotta-
the improvised pack, the improvised fates is every pack is guaranteed to have a baby or full art shiny, and then the god packs, there's a chaser of the evolutions Charizard, and there'll be rainbows, full arts, gold cards, like just spattered throughout.
And then for anyone listening or watching, the Blastoise is the base set one.
Yes.
There we go. So for anyone watching out there, you want to get your hands on one, and go on his website, and and this is not the only time he'll do something like this. He'll obviously, I expect him to keep doing this if the hype is there, if people want it. I'm sure Amprov is gonna quit his full-time job and do this on a weekly.
I don't know if I have enough cards for that, but what this is just a way for me to give my collection to other people who can't find cards at a fair price.
I like that. No, I think in terms of Shining Fates, to come back to that, it's clear that the hype has went down a little bit, but I think it's a mix of so many things out there. I think it's like people are exhausted, right, in general. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes to Shining Fates, the Shiny Star V that just came right before it kind of like takes away the fun out of it, right? And not only that, I think Pokemon over flooding Wave 1 and all these stores having tons of inventory is another aspect. So I think this is a mix of everything.
I wonder if you put together, like, I wonder if Shining Fates has its decrease, I wonder if the reason for it is the actual like frustration of getting the cards itself, right? On top of it being lackluster in a pool. I wonder if those together just combine, it just amplifies the depression of getting those cards and not getting anything, right? So I wonder if you took out the aspect of the sports guys not taking Shining Fates, right? Say I could go in 2 days after restock and there's still some product left.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that would actually increase the excitement of the set instead of like having to like try so hard to get the product and then be disappointed,
Yeah.
You know what?
That's a fair point.
Actually, that's a very good point. Yeah, because thinking about that, when I go into a store and you find like you work so hard going to a few stores and you find one and then it ends up being garbage, Yeah, it's kind of like just getting knocked down even further. Just you're like,
You already are fighting. You're already wanting it so bad, and like just a little bit ago, I went like 3 weeks of going to a store, waiting for a restock, either a restock not happening or being way too late for one, and I'm like, I don't want to like it. It was fun for a minute of being like, I'm gonna go hunt, right? And I can go to a store, be 2 or 3 people there, still get a couple of things, and then it got to the point where it was like lines of 15, 20 plus people. And then if the store wasn't regulating how much people could get, that fucks so much shit up. But even if they regulate it to 2 per person, like if I'm waiting and I still don't get anything, and now I have to go somewhere else and try the same thing, and it's just like failed attempt after failed attempt, and then you finally get something and it's shit, you're just like, come on, man.
And that's the gambling aspect, right?
Right.
Yeah, and but you don't have to, like, in most gambling situations, you don't have to wait.
Right. I can just walk to a table and throw my money down.
You know, you have the opportunity to actually, you know, have some effort rewarded in like quick gambling. And I mean in a way where you can go and move you can move your money at the potential of success faster than how Pokemon is right now, right? If I had the ability to gamble more often in Pokemon cards, like going back to saying that if Shining Fates was more available, if I can go to this Walmart and say they're limiting the 2 per person, but there was still product on the shelf, and I can grab 2 Pikachu V boxes because they're allowing me to from this Walmart, drive 15 minutes and grab 2 of their limit, right? That would be more exciting. I mean, personally, I feel like that would be a little bit more fun, even if the boxes were shit, than waiting 4 hours at one store, getting 2 boxes, and those being shit. And that's all I can get, right? You could gamble in Pokemon just as fast as almost any other type of gambling. Maybe if I put it in a casino perspective, right? You can walk to different tables and slot machines, throw your money in, win or lose in a faster sense, but that's exciting. I think that's why people do it in casinos, right? In Pokemon, if you were to gamble in Pokemon, especially in the environment right now, you go store to store and wait hours for the potential and then still lose
to get one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one.
To get one box. So
and then you see a sports guy has been sitting there for 18 hours and he walks out with like 3 hidden fate ETBs only to flip them for $200. It's just not, it stopped being fun. It stopped being fun. So now we got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get these boxes, these packs to open anyway. I'm just going to buy the card. Just going to buy the card singly.
I was doing the hunt pretty tough. Like, one of our Walmarts here is clockwork, 8 a.m. every Friday. The lady shows up. It's the only store she does. And I went there at 3 o'clock in the morning one time because there was a rumor that the Hidden Fates ETBs were coming out, and I wanted one. And that's the longest I've ever waited. I waited from 3 a.m. till 8 o'clock when she stopped. And I was first for 1 week. I went back the next week to try to get another one. At 3 o'clock when I got there, I was sixth. And now people are showing up at 1:30. People showed up at 1:30 last week, and we're sixth. We're sixth in line at 1:30 in the morning to get a box.
It's nuts, dude.
And I showed up at 8 o'clock on Friday just to see if there's any, like, my motto now is I'm going to show up and just get scraps. I'm a vulture. People don't know about, they don't want these vivid voltage boosters that are hanging. I'll take 5 of them. I don't give a shit. I'll take whatever I can get. Luckily, I've made some friends, and they saw me looking through the packs, and they had 2 people handing me pin sets like, hey, you want this? Because they're not reselling for much. Here, take this pin set, take this pin set. So I showed up at 8 o'clock and walked out with 2 boxes of Shining Fates, and I was happy. And then I came home, pulled the double Lapras, and I was still stoked because I found cards with that minimal effort. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I really do like is one of the targets in our town are involving their security. You get 3 items, 1 of a SKU. So you can get 1 booster pack, 1 box, and whatever. But it has to be different. Good. 3 different SKUs, 1 of each per day. They literally walk you into the section, let you grab your shit, and walk you out. So I showed up on Friday the next day to see if there's anything left, mainly looking for Digimon, and there was 20 people lined up outside because there was still stock left. Like,
Wow.
I got in, they walked us through customer service, everybody grabbed a box of the new stuff, and then whatever's on the shelf was a free-for-all. And I ended up with 3 pen sets, a mega box of hoops to trade, and some booster packs. It was the coolest Friday morning I've had in a long, long time. I would like to see more stores do that, but the fact that the store has to use their resources to basically herd collectors is kind of wild. And the sheer number of card shops can't keep up with Target and Walmart. Like, I don't have one within me for 40 miles. Like, I have to drive to go to a card shop an hour at least. And I would love to support a local shop, but now they're just as bad as scalpers.
Yeah.
And they'll, they want to hide behind the fact that, my distributor changed the prices. Show me the receipt. Show me. You know what I mean? Like, you're opening 30 boxes of these Shining Fates in front of me, and you're telling me that your distributor marked it up double, but you could still afford to buy it or whatever. No, I know you paid less than what you're telling me, and you're just marking it up because dude down the street's doing the same.
Honestly, and I agree with that, because that was my issue when it comes to some card shops, and I'm sure like some of them maybe are getting screwed over. But then in the mindset of business, so if I own this shop and my distributor is offering, hey, you want Shining Fates ETBs, you want a case? It's going to cost you double than what MSRP is. I would, if I own this business and I look at myself, okay, he's charging me double and I need to make 20% gross margin, then I would say no, right? Because then you have to think about, okay, are these boxes going to sustain the value right now? And obviously they're not.
Because if you hold them for more than a couple of weeks, they're going to drop, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So now you think about it, okay, do you take that risk? Because if I owned a card shop, then why, like, to me, these card shops, I find it hard to believe that they're getting charged double by the distributors, and I could be wrong. I just can't believe that for the first month, like right away, that they're getting charged an absurd amount. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
So the instance that blows my mind is the one shop that I found that I thought was legit and was being run right. They had the Vivid Voltage booster box for $109 on release day. Like, okay,
that's
great
good.
price.
That's great.
Bought one. Let's go. 2 days later, they're $200. Like, you can't tell me that you paid more and got more in 2 days before you doubled your price. Like,
there's
don't
no way.
Fucking lie to me.
Yeah.
And like, I work for a distributor. I know how prices work. Like, yes, we raise our prices rarely, but rarely do we double them because that affects our retailer, right? Now we're in a different situation where the supply is much higher for us than it is for Pokemon, but you don't fuck your customers like that and expect to continue to do business unless you're preying on small shops that are going to pay double for one box versus the guys that are going to not pay double for 15.
And I know the issue with everything is like these card shops can sell at the same price as Walmart and Target. And a lot of people will say, well, card shops don't want to feed into scalpers. They want to, but I was thinking about this the other day. Card shops have the best ability to push away scalpers. I would not list any product that are overhyped. Let's say Hidden Fates, for example. Everyone wants an ETB. I would not list it on the website. I would literally let local customers come and pick it up in the store. So you could do an order online, let's say, but pick up only, and limit it one per customer. They have to create an account, and then card shops can keep track. What are these? Are anyone playing games? Or anyone doing something a little bit fishy? That's what I would do. Like, card shops have the ability to just limit scalping to a whole different level, and for them to charge as much as scalpers, I can see why people are buying from scalpers. Right.
It's like this one shop I went into, Banishment knows about it, but they, for the release day, I thought it was actually a really good idea, the way that they did Shining Fates. If you wanted to come in and get a Shining Fates ETB, it'd be limited one per customer, and you could buy it for MSRP at $50 if you let them cut the plastic. That's all they had to do was cut the plastic to ensure that you were going to open it or keep it. I'm sure if the guy knew you and you were a collector and you talked to him, hey, I really want to keep this for my sealed collection, he would do it for you. Like, just that's the kind of guy he seemed like he was. But if you wanted it sealed, you'd pay $150.
Mm-hmm.
You want to, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, the shop that we go to, I talked to him about it, and he as long as I've been going to him, he's never price gouged, right? You even back to like all the way back to the build and battle boxes of Vivid Voltage, right? He still let me get those at retail, even though at that current time they were being flipped for double.
Yep.
He doesn't like the price gouge, right? But I asked him why he's doing this with the Shining Fate ETBs, and he said it's just because it's crazy, right? He doesn't like how things. He doesn't like the idea of things being flipped, right? He's just as passionate of collecting and playing the game, and he wants to make that, he wants to make that announced in the way that he sells his sealed product, right? He doesn't get a lot, right? Because when it comes to getting sealed product as a local card shop, you have to have a really established connection with distributors, right? If you're a new card shop, because I know of a new card shop, a new place in Sacramento, where he hasn't been able to, two places actually that opened up within the last year, they haven't been able to get any Pokemon products, card products, right? Maybe some theme decks, and that's it. But that's only because they don't have an established relationship. He gets a little bit, right? He got one case of Shining Fate ETBs. That's 10 ETBs. All he's gotten ever since release, right? And I asked him, I said, well, what are you going to do with this? Are you already pretty much sold out? He said he's getting a call every 48 seconds if he's going to get in these Shining Fates product. And I asked him what is he going to do with the ETB? Are you going to price it for retail? He said, I'm going to price it for retail, just like Amprov was saying. But you can buy it $50, but I'm going to take the plastic off.
I like that. I love it.
And, they were like, well, what is sealed? Okay, $150. I'm going to go for market if you want it sealed. Now, are there shops currently pricing their shit at market to turn more money? Just like they're pretty much scalping their product. Yes, absolutely. If you're, there's going to be, you own your own shop. You have the complete freedom to do whatever you want with the product you're selling, right? So you can put your shit online for market value, but I know from firsthand and a personal experience that there are shops out there and shop owners and people who love the shit just as much as we do, who hate seeing the way that the market is. And they want to, even though they're a small, blip on the radar when in terms of local card shops selling sealed product, they're trying to fight it, right? They're trying to be an impact of helping the market come back down to a reasonable price, leaving stuff on the product. Someone can walk in and see stuff on the shelf, right? Because you go down the street in that same city to another card shop, no less than 3 times the price for their sealed product.
Yep.
And they're selling XY Evolution boosters for $13 a pack.
Dude, the shop that I was going to, Cosmic Eclipse is $25.
Holy shit!
See,
like, how can you justify that to me? And then, what adds the next layer? Half the people at these restocks are fucking card shop owners.
And I was about to say, I was about to say
no other choice but to buy from them.
I was about to say that I know a few card shops that actually go to Walmarts to buy a ton of things so they can resell it at their card shops. And now that's the crazy thing about it.
This could be a mixture of a couple things, right? So like going back to that local shop where I like to go to because he doesn't like to price gouge, right? When local card shops, I was thinking about this the other day. When local card shops get stock, right? They either sell shit at retail or they sell shit at market value, but they have, depending on how much product you get, you have to kind of, coming from a small business perspective, you got to kind of be careful because of how scarce product is, right? If you have 10 ETBs, you sell all 10 of those and you don't get any more product for 3 months, that's not money you're bringing in either.
It's true. Right. Yeah, that's a good
That's
point.
income that you're missing. So what do? You're a local card shop. Do you play market value or do you play retail because you just feel right for doing it at retail? But then again, you're out of product. You don't have a steady stream. You're not stocked every week like Walmart and Target. That's true.
And
that's money as a small business that you're not bringing in. That's a tough game.
And
It's a real tough game.
and that's why I'm confused by. I wonder what Pokemon and these distributors are technically doing, because Walmart and Targets and all these big places are getting so much inventory. Like it's actually insane.
Because they have the money, right? So as a distributor myself, my favorite customer is the one person that I can sell everything to and don't only have to talk to once a month. Like they will buy almost $250,000 worth of product. I just have to send it and make sure that it's good.
That's a good point, yeah.
Walmart and Target can order 5 million boxes, have it spread out over 6 months and shipped to each store and sold like clockwork, like Mikey was saying. Like they have a full fucking stock, fully rotating every week. Versus, like he was saying, card shops, they get it maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months, they'll get a case of this. Which it brings up a point. What does Pokemon really want to do? And is it Pokemon's decision or is it TCPI or whoever the fucking printing company is?
Pokemon, I don't think Pokemon cares where their cards go. They just want it sold.
To a degree, I think they want it to go to the fans, right? Like the people who want it.
But the fans are buying it from Walmart and Target.
I think that's what maybe.
Are we?
I guess it depends,
like
right?
Are the majority?
Trying to buy it from Walmart and Target.
Right. Scalpers are.
Yeah.
So I guess
Walmart makes $5, $5 off of it or whatever. What they're getting paid for is the space, not the actual product.
I think it just at the end of the day it all depends, and I think we're seeing a difference right now with Shining Fates, because they did send out that announcement saying that they're going to print out a ton more product, and first set that's getting affected is Shining Fates, and I see that instantly.
Oh, dude, it's
like
quadruple the size of the Champion's Path I've seen.
Exactly, and I think seeing that, like seeing one store get 40 Pikachu V boxes, and by the way, the size of this Toys R Us isn't anything crazy. Like it's just a small.
Toys R Us.
I know we have Toys R Us still in Canada for anyone listening.
My heart, dude.
But they had 40 Pikachu V boxes, and you're just like, shit. If this one store is getting 40, I would assume other stores are getting around the same, and you're just like, there's a lot getting printed. So I think they're doing a good job printing wise. I just hope. I think it's gonna help. I think scalpers are slowly getting stuck with product right now, and they're not gonna be able to make much as they're used to, right? So I think we'll just have to wait to see what happens with battle styles, which I think is not going to be a huge scalped product, and we could talk about that set in the next episode. And then we have Chilling Reign.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be tough.
I thought Vivid Voltage wasn't going to be a scalped product because it's mainly a player set, minus the Chunky Chew. But that shit blew up and been sold out since day one.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think for next episode, I think what we're gonna talk about. So today, for anyone, we've touched on the little introductions from all of us. We talked about the 25th anniversary, which unfortunately there wasn't really much going on for them. And then we talked about obviously Shining Fates and Shining Star V. For next episode, one thing I do want to talk about is Frosted Caribou's YouTube video. That's been the top of my radar. I loved that video so much because I think it touched on a lot of factors. And I think what we'll do is maybe I'll have a video up, or we'll watch parts of it together and maybe touch on different aspects. So I think we'll do that for episode 2. I'll post a link in the description for Frosted Caribou's YouTube videos. So for anyone listening and watching, they can maybe get a head start to see what we're going to be talking about. I also want to talk about battle styles a little bit. I want to talk about that set and see what the expectations are, see what's playable. Because I'll be honest with you, I want to get back into playing some of the card games. I played the TCG game, and I know Amprov you have too. So I want to make a deck and get into that a little bit more, so we can talk about that. And then maybe we'll have Liger on the next episode to open a few more packs. He's at 225 Shiny Fates packs with no gold cards, no Skyla, and no Charizard. Crazy.
I didn't realize he hadn't gotten a gold card even.
Nothing. He doesn't have a Suicune.
Does he have a cake?
Suicune. Cake? Yeah.
He had like 8 cakes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. At least he get some cake, right?
Yeah.
Fucking cake, dude.
Oh man, but yeah, no, we'll see what goes on there. But Yeah, I think we'll end it here. It's a bit of a long episode. Obviously, the first ones are always the longest because we want to tackle on everything. And then next episode, along with Frosted Caribous, we will talk more about the scalping. We touched on a little bit today, but I think one thing that I know Banishment wanted to talk about is the market, the overall market in terms of collecting and investing. Maybe we'll touch on a few cards and a few sets and to see what's working, what's not working, and what's healthy in general. So, but all right, everyone. Again, I was your host, Spidercides. Had Banishment here and Amprov.
Thank you so much.
I'll put everyone's TikToks and social media and all the good stuff. And they're only. I'm not joking. I'm joking. No OnlyFans in this one. But we'll see how everyone's doing for next episode. Episode 2 we'll post on probably the week after. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.